Hey Nick, I want to go over a couple of things that we talked about when we last got together. I'll start with some strumming techniques that we can also apply to fingerstyle as well. I'm going to just move my face out of the camera here and focus on, as best I can, on the fretboard. So I'll do, for the sake of simplicity, I'll be doing this in E minor, second fret on the fifth string, second fret on the fourth string. Also, you might notice I got the capo here. I have the guitar tuned down a half a step. So if you are thinking of playing along with this to see if it sounds right, I've capoed this here, so this should sound. It should sound like it's in the standard tuning. You won't be able to see on here what I'm doing with my right hand, but what I will show you here is, instead of always strumming all 6 strings, what I'm going to suggest for this exercise is alternate your strumming among the bottom 3. When I say bottom 3, the 3 lowest in tone, the E, A, and D strings, and then strum the top 3, your highest strings, here, and alternate alternating bass between them. So instead of strumming all strings, start with the low E string, and then as you get more comfortable with that, you can speed up. With the C chord, 3rd fret here on the 5th string, 2nd fret on the 4th string, 1st fret on the 2nd or B string. Don't play the 6th string, that's not part of this chord. You can also, again, with these fingers, if you're going to do finger style, thumb plays the bottom 3. Ring finger rests on that 1st string, middle finger on the 2nd string, index finger on the 3rd or G string. I'll play a D chord here. Little finger's not doing anything, it's just kind of floating there. These first 3 frets are fretted 3rd fret here with your ring finger, and then the D string, 4th string, is played open. Pluck all those together. You can also arpeggiate them by playing them one at a time. The A string is not formally considered part of that D chord, but if you play it, it does go along with the D tonality, so you can use that for your alternating bass exercise here. So you could arpeggiate these top 3 while alternating the bass notes. Another thing we had looked at before was some 1 or 2 note bass runs between chords. For instance, your G chord here, in C chord. What you're going to do is start with the G. This is a G, it's on your E string. So if you have E, F, F sharp on this 3rd fret, that's your G. That's your root note of the G chord. And this is a G up here as well. To run up to the C chord, 3rd fret on that 6th string, 5th string open, 5th string 2nd fret, and then 5th string 3rd fret with your whole C chord fingered. In fact, you could practice doing this bass, alternating bass here with this C chord, these 2 bass notes that are in the chord. You could even throw in an alternating G in there. Another easy one to do is from G down to E minor, and all you're going to do is go 3rd fret, 2nd fret, and then open on the E minor chord here. Again, index and pinky fingers aren't doing anything. I'm just trying to keep them out of the way. So it's going to take some string control to hit the strings that you want instead of just sort of blindly hitting all of them. You want to get enough control here, and what you might want to do is rest the heel of your hand, whatever works for you. If there's a point of reference that you can rest the heel of your hand while you're doing this, you don't have to hold. If you're always doing open strumming, you can just let your hand, float free. What I try to do if I'm trying to pick individual notes is to anchor this somewhere that's comfortable where you can reach all the notes. E minor, back to G. Now you can do the similar thing between C and A minor. Okay, G, E minor is a relative minor for the key of G. In the key of C, which is your chord right here, again, pinky's out of the way. If you go down to an A minor, you can do this little run. This is all on the 5th fret. This open string on the 5th fret, this guy, is the first note. It's the A. It's the root note of your A minor chord. Again, let's speed it up a little bit, but do that nice and slow until you kind of get the rhythm for how those note changes go. If you mix that in with your chord changes, G to D, G to C, G to E minor, A to D, A to E. Remember, the E differs from the E minor in that you're using your index to fret that 1, 2, 3rd string up, E minor, E. Another thing you can do with that is you can do a pretty simple thing called a hammer-on, where you play a chord. We'll start again with E minor because it's pretty easy to illustrate. Take your middle finger off that 5th string, and then when you play it, hammer that on. If you strike this hard enough, it'll make that string vibrate against this fret right here. Same with the A minor. You got these two fingers here, middle and ring finger on the 3rd and 4th strings. You could hammer on either of them, or you can do as you can hear some songs where the musician actually hammers on both of them. Another good chord for hammer-ons is a D, because you have this first string, you can also hammer on over this D chord. You can use your pinky to hammer on or pull off. Also hammer on that 3rd string that's being held down with your index finger. Again, let's speed it up a little bit. As you're doing that, you want to do that nice and slow at first. If you're trying to do too fast, you're going to spend your practice trying to correct mistakes. So just do it nice and slow and then when it feels comfortable, you can start to speed that up. I'm also including a couple of links to the tabs for some songs. Neil Young's Helpless, which just uses G, A, and D chords. The tempo is pretty slow, the chord changes are pretty easy. Another one is Bob Dylan's You Ain't Going Nowhere. It only uses 3 chords. It uses the G, A minor, and the C. And there's a little run between, there's a little one-note run basically between the A minor and the C. Uses a little hammer on there. Just so you get the timing. Genghis Khan, he could not keep all his men supplied with sleep. But climb that hill, went after it steep. Way after we passed it. The other Dylan tune that I sent is All Along the Watchtower. That uses A minor, F, and G. I like to bar the F because I like having those bass notes in there. For now, we're going to cheat. Instead of doing a full F chord, we're going to do an F major 7. So it looks like a C. You're just going to move these 2 fingers up. So you're fretting 2nd fret here on the 2nd string, 3rd fret on the 3rd or G string, and then 4th fret, 1st fret here, 2nd fret here, and then 3rd fret on the 4th string. It's kind of a unusual, kind of a jazzy tone to it, but it will be an easier chord change for you to go from A minor to F major 7 and then to G. The timing on this is tricky because you go to a measure with A minor, a measure with F, and then you go to G for like one beat, and then it goes back. So if you listen to the recording of All Along the Watchtower, you'll finally get that, but it goes. Sorry. All along the watchtower, princes kept the view, while all the women came and went, barefoot servants too. That's it, and I will. I'll edit this down so it's somewhat consumable, and I will ship this to you hopefully later today or tomorrow, and I will check in with you, see how things are going. Thanks. Bye.